Then when you start recording late, you should always say to the people, you haven't missed anything. So, danam, giving. Giving is important because generally there are two opposing tendencies that are there. I want to give. This is one tendency. Give not just money, but anything. Resources, whatever I have. I want to share, I want to give. There is one tendency. Guess what tendency that is? Daivi tendency. And then the Asuri tendency is the other tendency. No, I want it all. I want to keep it for myself. What if I give and then it's not given back? What if I give and I don't have anything later on? What if I give and nobody is there to take care of me afterwards? These are the opposing tendencies. So the Shastra gives a wonderful, absolutely, come inside. Yeah. If it's your own house, you need to come inside. Small tip. So the Shastra says that you have to give. And there is a way of giving that allays all these fears. How to give is given in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Shriya Dheyam, give with a sense of feeling well endowed yourself even if you are not. Give with a sense of giving happily. Bhiya Dheyam, Bhiya is not exactly fear, but give with a sense of, what is that? I wish I had more to give, but I don't. Kriya Dheyam. Kriya Dheyam means give with a sense of modesty. There is modesty in the giving. There is not a sense of arrogance. So how to give is given in the Shastra because we cross the non-giving by giving. We cross not the inability to give by going out of the way to give. So the non-giving is crossed by giving. See, only that is the antidote. How can I give? How can I learn to give? By giving. It's like, how can I learn to walk? If the child asks, by walking. That's how it is. To give, and then the giving helps because it helps me to grow. It helps in two ways. It helps one's spiritual growth. It's also a daivi sampatti to acquire. First, it helps with a certain kind of a raising the threshold of fearlessness. Before I thought, if I give, I'll become very, very afraid. I can't handle it. I don't know where it will come from. And then, therefore, I don't give. That is the fear. Then I give, then I find nothing happened. I'm still okay. Yeah. And in fact, whatever I gave came back. This is what happens, you know. This is what happened always to Pujya Swamiji, I would see. Especially when aim for Seva, we have a organization called All India Movement for Seva. And then when that was first started, there was no money at all. Nobody was giving. He was going from door to door saying, help the people. Nobody was giving. And then he would still, and I would feel bad that he had to ask so much and still nobody was giving. So then he said, I'm just going to start the projects because this is needing to be started. So then I was working there in the Aim for Seva office in New Delhi. And then he would say, this 5 lakh project, please take it up. And I was like, I know the bank account, okay? It barely has 500 rupees. 5 lakhs means 500,000. But somehow I had trust because it was Swamiji talking. So I would say, yes, Swamiji, okay. and then take it up. And that the man who had this land or this project or whatever it is, he was calling 25 times a day. It's going away. It's with great difficulty I'm able to hold it. When is the money coming? When is the money coming? And I can't tell him I don't know, because then it will let go of. And then this has to be held on to. Whatever it was, something we were trying to lease a place, and that was 5 lakhs with all the deposit and everything. So then, I would wait the whole day and call Swamiji in the evening. Swamiji, the money hasn't come. It will come. And then second day, it will come. Third day, it will come. Like this, 10, 12 days went. I stopped counting, because it was really not a very nice thing to count and say. And the man was getting angrier and angrier. And then he stopped calling and came and sat in the office. And then I called Swamiji again, and he said, "Oh, he's there? Yes, he's there." Okay. And then he said, he talked to him, and then I talked back to Swami. He said, "He sounds rather stressed out. Bring him to Rishikesh." And in fact, I had sent the car for somebody else to drop them at the airport. The car is going empty. You both come. Okay. And then the car came. And in those days, no cell phone, nothing. Somehow, I think that it was after dropping that person, he had to go to somebody else's house. So Swamiji caught the driver at that other house, and he was told to come here. And then we went to Rishikesh, sit with Swamiji. And then practically the man, instead of sitting and staring at me, was then sitting and staring at Swamiji, which was a big relief for me. Would not move from there. Because I think he had put up the money by this time. A small detail, big detail. Yeah. So he was just wanting to be recompensed, reimbursed. And then second class of the day we attended, third class of the day, then satsang. Only Swamiji is laughing and smiling in the satsang, and even though he is right there, he is neither laughing nor smiling at any of the jokes. Yeah. And afterward, it's time to go home, and it's time to go to our rooms, whatever. And then, and we had this habit of following Swamiji to his place even after the satsang. So we just sit there and hang out with him. This man also sat right in front of him. And then everybody was worried about Swamiji's health. Swamiji, it's been very late. You have taught so much. Please go rest. Rest. It's okay. And then suddenly a breathless man and woman, husband and wife, a couple come very breathless. And then they just have come from, I don't know where, who remembers? They just said, "Oh, we thought we had missed you. We thought you had already gone to your room and we would not see you. Tomorrow we have to leave. Really, really wanted to see you." And he blessed them. He gave them some fruits, and they said, "We want to offer you 5 lakh rupees in dakshina." Swamiji is having this triumphant look. And he's looking at me and he's looking at that man. That is the way to live, real. Even though it's frustrating for everybody else, because the person of knowledge is in this largesse. Yeah. Because you don't see money as something to cling on to. You don't see money as something, that it's so precious. It's not precious, it's a resource. The mistake we make is to think it's the source. It's not a source, it's the resource. Source is Bhagavan, resource is money. But we elevate it to a level of some kind of a shobhana adhyasa, a value added projection. Money means security, money means this, money means that, and all kinds of things, which lands us into severe, severe trouble. And so therefore what? So therefore the objectivity towards my own resources. This is the place from which I give dhan. And when I clarify my relationship to my resources, then my giving also becomes clean. What is unclean giving? With the hope of getting something bad, or with the hope of assuaging my own pain. Somebody is in pain, I want to give it. That person maybe doesn't even deserve it. Maybe the person has substance abuse issues. If you give money, what will they do? They will go and get more or something, and be in that pattern. Maybe that's not the way. That's not the way to give. So you have to see the patra. You have to see the person to whom the giving is being done. And all these things. This is redefining our relationship with resources. Is the best way of self-growth. First reason, it raises the threshold of my being. It raises the threshold of my inability, my fears. It reduces the fears. It raises the threshold. It's one thing. The second thing it raises also is my own self-confidence. Look at the demeanor of somebody asking, sorry, please, can you? I'm sorry, I won't ask again. Soft, all bent over, you become smaller and smaller than yourself because of the shame of asking. Look at the demeanor, the body language of the giver. Ah, take, take, this is wonderful. You're already big, you feel big, you feel happy. This is the second reason to give. There's one more reason to give. It's a very secret reason, and in fact, not so secret because we had that retreat on freedom from scarcity in this very place before pre-pandemic. So not so secret because now the secret is out. What is that? It has to do with knowing what is money, what is wealth, what is resources. They are all various forms of goddess Lakshmi. And one thing we know about goddess Lakshmi, she's a social butterfly. She doesn't like to be with one person. She feels stifled. She likes to circulate. And as long as she is in circulation, she will be with you. If you say, I'm going to lock you up, she's gone. How can she run away from a safe deposit box? Poof, she will manifest termites. Finished. She runs away. Because we make a mistake. What is the mistake? One thinks Lakshmi belongs to me. Lakshmi doesn't belong to you. Lakshmi belongs to Lord Vishnu, not to you. And if you act as though she belongs to you, she will flee. This is how the secret of having abundance in the heart, in the life, in the bank balance is to keep the Lakshmi circulating. Keep on giving, because you see, the truth is how much ever you're supposed to have, you will have. Like the story of the man with the 2 bags of rice. He always had 2 bags of rice. Any other bag came, he would give it away. The wife was very upset. What is this 2 bag wala? This is I have married this 2 bag wala fellow. Terrible, what is wrong? And suddenly he gained the king's favor. He was a carpenter or something like that. And in those days, things were being given in paddy. So the king gave 8 bags of rice. She was very, very happy. She gave those old bags of rice, kept 2 new ones, and just so that he would not miss them. And the other 6, she hid in the basement of the house so that he would not see. Then she thought, she felt secure, wonderful, very nice. This stupid fellow who I have married does not know this. Very nice. This will be for our children. We can sell it anytime. We can buy gold. We can get this. We can get that. We can do all kinds of things. We're going to go with this. And then what happened to those 2 bags of rice, the 6 bags of rice in the basement? Rat food. bandicoot banquet. This is what happens. All good. So 4 or 5 days later, she goes to inspect. Then you're all eaten up completely. If you're supposed to have 2 bags, you will have 2 bags. Whether you hold it or you give it away, you will still have 2 bags. This is what one is. If more is supposed to come, it will come. Let it be. Let it go. Holding on to things does not make it, does not protect you. Because poverty is more, is both on the level of thinking and on the level of material. Material poverty is very easy to deal with if there is not spiritual and emotional poverty. So if you remember this, then dhanam becomes easy. Dhanam damaha. Damaha means non-reactivity at the level of speech and at the level of the organs of action. Damaha. Non-reactivity. Reactivity is not there. I'm able to listen to even difficult things, and then afterwards I respond rather than react. Response means that there is a two-step, there is a place of being. You're able to chill, you're able to see something else after this. You're not always just reacting. You see that your reaction, which you haven't given into, is coming from your own background. Why did the person say something hurtful? It's coming perhaps from their own background. You're able to see and appreciate that and get a little bit of inner space. Dhanam, damascha, then what else? Yajnascha. Yajna means discipline, rituals. Whatever rituals one has to do. This is, of course, written for the early Vedic times, but here we are not talking of the Vedas. So we are talking about, what is that? We are talking about the current times. And then current times, ritual means any kind of religious, spiritual discipline that one has. Oh, but I don't have. It's time to start having. It is very good. It helps. So any kind of spiritual disciplines, please follow that. Swadhyayaha. Swadhyayaha and tapas. So Swadhyaya means the study of one's own Veda. Here we can take it as Brahma Vidya, because here we don't know what, many times we don't know what is our own Veda, and we don't study that either. Brahma Vidya, which is the study of the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita. Some kind of spiritual immersion is very, very important, regular, not once in a while. Then what else? Tapaha. Tapaha means tapas. Tapas is not Spanish snacks. Okay? That is also called tapas. So this is a different kind of, little harder than Spanish snacks. Okay, yeah. What is this tapas? This tapas is different. This is any kind of, it's nice to again increase the threshold of one's own ability. Yoga is a form of tapas. Going to the gym, not one day, but every day, is a form of tapas. Because do you want to do it? No, not really. But you still do it anyway because it's good for you. Going to the gym is a form of tapas. Any kind, like doing upavasa, like saying, I'm going to give up one meal today, is a form of tapas. It all helps because you understand you can be without it, no problem at all. This is tapa. Arjavam. Arjavam riju bhava. Arjava means the ability to have alignment between thought, word, and deed. The ability to have alignment. The misalignment is the problem. What I think is not what I say. What I say is not what I do. There is some kind of a disconnect between the thinker and the speaker, between the speaker and the actor. It's like there are 3 different beings within oneself. None of them are communicating with one another. This is when one resorts to telling untruths. Maybe they are not telling untruths. What are they doing? What they are doing instead is just there is a not attending to that sense of disconnect, that there is a terrible disconnect between the thinker, speaker, and actor. These are not three different beings. There's one being. So until the differences between the thinker, the division between the thinker, speaker, and actor are not resolved, Vedanta does not speak to such a person at all. It cannot. Because who shall Vedanta teach? Will it teach the thinker? Will it teach the doer? Will it teach the speaker? Who will it teach? Will the real person please stand up? The real person is neither the thinker, nor the speaker, nor the doer. That person is relatively together. One should be put together. Otherwise, one is all over the place. What one said in the morning, one doesn't know. What one said in the afternoon, one doesn't know. Then this is what happens. Then, so that is tapas and arjavam. Ahimsa, this we know. Ahimsa is non-injury at the level of the body, mind, senses, not hurting others. Ahimsa. Ahimsa. There's not much to say. In the tradition, we don't even step upon an insect. Before cutting a blade of grass or the offering, we ask its permission. That is the first mantra of the Yajurveda. Vishetvorjetva bhagyavastho bhagyavasta devo vasavita prapayat vishreshthatamagya karmane. This is the first mantra of the Yajurveda. Ishe, oh Ishu, this you blade of grass, I'm addressing you directly. I have these desires, and for these desires, I have been recommended to do this karma. For this karma, I need a few blades of you and your brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever is available. Can you please sacrifice yourself for my desire? You ask the permission, you pray upon it. If you're a sannyasi, you don't do that either. You don't do that as well. And so therefore, this is the teaching here. Very beautiful. Ahimsa. Satyam. Satya Bhashanam here. It's not Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is Satya Bhashanam, speaking of the truth. The ability to speak the truth. Nobody is a liar, really. Nobody lies. What the so-called lie is what? The so-called lie is, again, we connect to the arjavam or the lack thereof, is a disconnect. There's only two reasons why there is a lie. Either there's a disconnect between the thinker, speaker, and the doer, or there is great fear of being seen in the wrong way and a great desire to be accepted. So therefore, the fear that I will not be loved, the fear that I will be shunned by everybody, the fear that I will not be included, the fear that I will be judged, makes the person lie. It's a very sad reason if you look at why somebody lies. It's a very sad reason. And so, but that lie again gives a split between the thinker and the doer. Between the speaker and the doer split, that is the lie. Thinker-doer, speaker-doer split is the lie, because of which there is an inner division. The person who has spoken the untruth is living in guilt. Because maybe my untruth has hurt another. Maybe my untruth is not being good for everybody. Or even if it is harmless untruth, then what? Even then, there is a sense of guilt. I don't like to do it. You ask anybody, do you like to lie? You go to a prison and ask the person who is incarcerated for life, even they will tell you, I don't like to lie. Against one's nature to lie. But that is easily forgotten because there is this fear of not being accepted. Why is there fear of not being accepted? Because there is this fear of not being included. Why is there fear of not being included? Because I don't think very well of myself. Why does one not think very well of oneself? Because one doesn't know the truth of oneself. It all goes back to Atma Ajnanam. Okay, and so therefore that is Satyam. Then Akrodham. Is that the next one? Akrodham means not, Adi Shankara says, not the controlling of anger, but the Krodha Upashamanam he describes in the Bhashya. Krodha Upashamanam. Upashamanam means the resolution of anger. Nobody wants to be angry. Anger comes. But then the ability to resolve is very, very important, because I don't target myself as a result of my anger, not target others. This is very, very important. I have to learn to have safe outlets for the anger. Swamiji had quite a few. He would say, go out in the open. That's why the ashram has hundreds of acres of land. Go and scream. Go and do whatever you want. Jump up and down. But I don't have an ashram. I don't know where to go. I'm angry now. Ashram is far away. Ashram is in India. I am in America. What to do? The house is full of people. I don't have privacy. What to do? Very easy. Take a wet towel. Go to a place which is not carpeted, like a tiled floor in the bathroom. Then you imagine whoever you're angry at on the floor. Take that, and that, and that, and that. That noise should come, that rup, rup, rup. That noise should come. The louder the noise, the more effective is the exercise. And you can take a bat at home. You can have an anger towel hanging there. If it's not on the thing, you know, oh, somebody is processing. And you can tell the people, you live with. If you hear strange sounds coming out of the bathroom, don't just ignore it. Solve it. Yeah, horrible sound should come. You can scream, you can tell that which the towel is hitting, which is the floor. Tell the floor all your woes. Say, this, because of you, this is what is happening. After a while, the hands are tired, the eyes are tired, everything is tired. You just let go, you come out. The rain shower, the thunderstorm has come and gone. Nobody is hurt. You are not hurt. Nobody else is hurt either. So that's a very nice thing. Sometimes we say, write it out. The towel is more effective because, you know, in Kali Yuga, the anger is more, it's stronger, looks like. The writing was probably for Dwapara Yuga. Milder Yuga. For Kali Yuga, you have to beat something. Not yourself, not the person that you're angry at. Okay? You have to beat something, you have to cut down something, not a tree, but something not already alive. Okay? You have to take apart something, you have to break something, not very expensive. Right? That's how, because you have to look at, see, you just think you're angry. That doesn't help. Nobody's angry without a reason. There's a reason. You have to ask one more question behind the anger. What is there? Usually you find there is hopelessness. It will never change. No, this person is never going to change. This situation will always be like this. I will always be like this. I'm already stuck in this dead end situation, dead end job, dead end house, dead end city, dead end relationship. This is the feeling. There is hopelessness. That hopelessness that I did not get what I think I wanted is the cause of the anger. If we recognize that, we can make friends with that hopelessness. That hopelessness is the small child. When you were a small child, maybe the child as a small child cried a lot. Maybe it didn't cry a lot, but maybe one day the parents were very tired. Parents said, let it cry for 5 minutes. We just want to sit and breathe. We have been attending to it all day long. Those 5 minutes was for the child like 5 hours. You can't say that it's the parents' fault. They did their best. In fact, they were also practicing a certain titiksha, because if they had tried to hold the child, they would have probably shaken it at that time. So they didn't. They let the child be. Okay, cry. After a while, let me take some deep breaths, let me relax, and I'll come back to you. Maybe it was only 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but for the child, it's a interminable amount of time, because the child has no sense of time. Its brain is not developed, it processes things differently. It does not process it at all. It just, so that 5 minutes is now translated into what? Interminable anger. One has become an angry person. The anger and the person have just become fused into one. This is not fusion, this is confusion. This can be resolved by attending to the hopelessness, by working with the hopelessness. That is also very, very good. Very, very nice. And then having this pratipaksha bhavana. Pratipaksha bhavana means I'm really upset and angry. What am I going to do? Say the opposite. I'm going to do the opposite. I feel like throwing something on your head. Then what will I do? I'll give you a flower instead. Yes. I gave some people some flowers, but that's not the meaning. So I have this ability to override the anger, to manage that. So in the beginning, I tell myself, let me know when I am angry. Usually what happens, I know after I'm angry that I'm angry. Then with practice, again, you should not let the hopelessness take over. With practice, or when what happens, you know as you are getting angry, but you get angry nonetheless, and you kick and scream. Then a time will come, you will know just before you're getting angry. Slowly you can manage the anger without targeting yourself, blaming yourself, and without hurting others. This is the best way to do that. So, then what else? Satyam, Akrodham, Tyaga. Tyaga means karma phala tyaga, letting go of the results of action. Not being a karma phala, always addicted to the fruits of karma. Doing this so I can get this. I want this, that's why I'm doing this. No fun in life. One is just tied to a wheel like a bullock that is producing oil. In the ancient India, even now, unfortunately, you can see this. One side, the bullock is yoked to a short stick, a string, which connects to a stick. And on the other side, there's a big weight put on it. And so it tries to escape the weight, and it can only go in circles. The stick moves in a circle, and underneath they put sesame seeds, and it makes oil. So this is what we see the bullock and get very sad. But it's a apt example given in the Shastra where we reproduce the same cycles. Anger, sadness, hopelessness, anger, sadness, targeting other people, then feeling sorry, and then anger, then sadness, all over. So this is extremely important to break the cycle. And then we have so Tyaga breaks the cycle because there is a disconnect between karma and karma. Tyaga breaks the cycle. I let go the karma phala. So then I have nothing, no agenda other than just to be and do what I'm supposed to do so that I don't do what I'm not supposed to do. So this way I just live, and then this is Tyaga. Letting go. Tyaga also includes letting go of things which are not relevant, not pertinent. Somebody said something when in my last life. I'm still holding on to it. Let it go. Who knows what they said, how they said, when they said. Let it go. Then daya, bhuteshu daya. So that bhuteshu should come with daya. Bhuteshu daya. Meaning compassion for all living beings. Compassion for every single living being that is there. Bhuteshu daya. We start by not eating them. That's a good place to start. Somebody asked Pujya Swamiji, how, we have interfaith meeting. How you can worship a cow? How can you worship a cow? And Swamiji very calmly said, if you can eat the cow, why can't I worship it? Yeah. So daya means there is a natural empathy, not just for people, but for living things. Every living thing, there is empathy. And that empathy we cannot override even if we wanted to. That's why nobody says, I'm eating cow. We make up different names. We say we are eating beef. Nobody says, I'm eating baby cow. That also has one word. Nobody says pig is what is for dinner. There is another word for it. Nobody says, I'm cutting and eating a hen. No, there is a word for it. Different word. Because if we were confronted with the same word, the meat industry would have to shut down because nobody would want to eat. Because there are these other words, these euphemisms, we are able to continue with practices. And then the daya includes the 5 elements. We don't pollute the waters because we don't see them as waters, they are our mothers. We don't pollute the atmosphere, that's the father. The sky is the father, the water is our mother. The waters are our mothers. Trees are our brothers and sisters. This is how we have to live. This is what the Bhagavad Gita teaches. From the 3rd chapter onwards, it teaches that. It teaches a radical cosmic ecology of inclusivity, including everything, not hurting anything. Bhuteshu daya, aloluptvam. Aloluptvam means a certain kind of a lack of restlessness. Loluptvam, restlessness. Lack of distractions, all the time pursuing this, that, multitasking hundreds of things. And during the pandemic, it was very clear. So, because all the classes were on Zoom, people say Zoom is not as effective as in person. That's because you can do whatever you want. On Zoom. You are sitting in front of me, you can't do whatever you want. I have seen it all on Zoom. Yes. One couple ate popcorn. I was the show. Vedanta is the show. They were happily having popcorn and encouraging each other to eat also. Another person yelling at their kid. And then one couple fighting with each other. It almost came to fisticuffs. And I was about to interfere. I was about to say, okay, this is somewhere we need to draw the line. Thankfully, they stopped. So I have seen it all. And so this is this is something which is the aloluptvam. The mind tends to be distracted. And the distraction means one is distracted from Vedanta as well, because for a while it feels good, for a while it feels nice, but there is no staying power because of this quality called loluptvam, which is a asuri vritti, So the Daivi Vritti becomes Aloluptvam, opposite of that. Daya Bhuteshu Daya, Aloluptvam. And then Shanti. Shantihi. No. Oh, we skipped Shanti. Yeah, that's right. So Tyagaha, Shantihi, Apaish. We skipped two. Shantihi and Apaishunam. We have skipped. We'll come back to that. No problem. Shantihi again, just like Abhayam, is of two kinds. Permanent Shanti after knowing that I am the whole, I am Brahman, I am non-separate from Ishvara. There is no disturbance because there is no source of disturbance other than me. And I am a calm, tranquil presence. So this is absolute Shanti. Here there is relative Shanti. Relative Shanti means there is a peace of mind. The person enjoys tranquility by letting go of karma phala, by understanding that I am okay no matter what. I am taken care of. I am in the lap of Bhagavan. There is no need to be in any way, shape or form, be upset or be wanting this or that. I train myself, thanks to Vedanta, to be a non-wanting, relatively speaking, non-demanding, objective, compassionate person, appreciative person. Not all the time saying, I want this, I want that, this is not okay, that is not okay. If you start looking at what is not okay, nothing will be okay. But if you say, I am okay, even when you don't feel okay, the I am okay being the truth, it overrides all the other small things that are not okay. So this is the Shanti. Apaishunam. Apaishunam means the Paishuna is meanness. When somebody is cruel, mean. Again from Pish, same root for Pishachi. Paishu. Pish becomes Paisha because it is taking a vriddhi. So Apaishunam, sense of deceit, meanness, absence. Tyagaha Shantihi Apaishunam. Bhuteshu Daya Aloluptvam Mardavam. From Mridu Bhava. Mridu Bhava means softness. Generally, we talked about this last night. We go about with a calloused heart, hard-hearted, hard-headed. Everything is hard, hard, hard. There is layers of distrust. There is layers of defensiveness, offensiveness, fear. And here, Daivi Sampatti means you cultivate a softness. Cultivate a softness. After being in samsara for some time, what happens? Automatically the heart hardens. But here, just like in the wash, you put what? Softener. I don't know what that is, but there is some softener and people use. Just like that, you have to allow the heart to melt. What else is there? If you can't smile at a small child, if you can't look at a flower, feel blessed. If you can't look at a sunrise or sunset, sunrise nobody looks at, but nobody looks at. Sunset, okay. If you can't look at the sunset and say, this is wonderful, then what is there to live for? And so Mardavam is, you start off like that. You start off like unpeeling, unlayering all the hard-hearted experiences, fears. Keep it on the side. You become much, much more softer. And the softness is actually natural. But here you have to recultivate it because it has been lost, as it were. You have to find it. And if there are two responses you can give a person, how dare you? How could you do this? Why did you do this? Yeah, I know I'm really reactive right now, and I can see that, but I can also see that your intention was not to do this. Choose always the lad. Choose always the lad. Once, one man who was unlettered, never seen inside of a school, came to Pujya Swamiji and said, I want to write. He was working in one of the ashrams that Swamiji was staying at. And the, the man came and said to Swamiji, I need some help writing a letter to my relatives. I will dictate, you write. And you write the address, you post it also. Normally, what would anybody have done? No, 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 don't have time. This is the ashram. What? Only you got me. Why can't all the other people write? Why should not the other people write? Who do you think I am? Coming to me for small, small things. Or somebody would have easily thought, if I do this once, he'll come back every week because he'll want to letters every week. And it's only now, right now, his mother and his brother and his wife is writing to. Next week he'll want to write to his cousins and uncles as well. And so, no, right now let us nip it in the bud. Swamiji instead, what thought he had in his heart was, oh my God, of all the people in ashram, he has chosen me. He has chosen me. Not this one, not that one, not anybody. So many people he could have chosen. But I am the one he has chosen. So I can't disappoint him. Can't disappoint him. So just a different way of looking at it. Let's mar the softness. Because it's a different way of looking at it. You could have easily said, who do you think you are? Who do you think I am? And also, if I write for you now, you should not come back next week, okay? One time I'll write. Don't take advantage. But instead, he really felt happy. So this is softness. Because that softness is very coveted because you want people to be soft towards you, do you not? How can you expect that if you are hard-hearted? If you yell and scream and bang pots and pans together, and then how will other people do not do the same to you? And even if they don't do the same to you, they will just be so afraid they will run away from you. They will not give you the softness. They'll give you a version of themselves that they didn't even know they had. So if you want, do you want to be greeted with softness? Yes. Universally, yes. So if that's the case, the only way you can do that is by being soft yourself. Softness begets soft. No, I'm very soft, then the other person is hard on me. Well, then we need to have a talk. Because that's not always the way it works. There must be some way in which, when I say soft, that doesn't mean that you don't have healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. Otherwise, you'll be like that snake who had a visitation from a sadhu. Lots of snake stories in Vedanta. Snake was terrorizing the people. And the sadhu came and said, you're biting too many people. I'm getting complaints. Do not bite, okay? Yes. Said the snake. I won't bite. I'll be a good boy from now. Sadhu went away. These sadhus, they have a way of coming back. All right. Sadhu came back 2-3 months later. And instead of a snake, he saw a battered piece of some rope. He thought it was a rope. He picked it up. First time it was actually the rope was, what he thought was a rope was actually a snake. It was so lifeless. It was absolutely lifeless. And then it just like, back hurts, my front hurts, everything hurts. If I had hands and legs, they would also hurt. What happened to you? Well, you said stop biting, and everybody just took their club, bashed me up. I have become the target of every urchin's stone which has been thrown on me. Hoo. Sadhu said to the snake, my poor little stupid snake. I told you not to bite, but I never told you not to hiss. So for those who say, I am soft, but the other person very hard, very soft, learn to hiss a little bit. I don't know how to hiss. Just go. If they come in. 2-3 times go. Very loudly. So they will get scared. They will just say, what? What happened? And then you can understand metaphorical hissing later. Just try out the real hiss. You can even go like this for added emphasis. Claws out. Stay away. And then you can think metaphorically, what would that translate into? Okay. Mardavam. Then Krihi. Krihi means modesty. Not keeping on dropping the names of people you know, celebrities. Nobody drops the name of their neighbor. Yeah. But dropping the names of celebrity all the time. No, this one, I had an assignment with that one. You know, that celebrity, they came to my parents' house. And then, you know, that one I know already. All this name dropping is not going to do any good. Name dropping, achievement dropping, degree dropping, making, you insert yourself in the conversation to look good and to show off. That's all it is. So the absence of that is called Krihi. Even if somebody praises, one should say, okay, enough. Because I don't want to get a big ego. I don't want to get a big head. Please stop. Enough. It's nothing. I am in this position, or I was able to do this. Why? Because I was blessed. I was given this ability. And so therefore, I'm just doing what I'm came here to do. So enough. This way, the head seems, the head does not get filled up with a hot air. That's the best way. Krihi achapalam. Achapalam is again fickleness and excessive. Too many things. Like this is the modern problem. Too many things to do all at once. Each one more important than the other. No idea of priorities. Everything is overwhelming. Everything has to be done now. Everybody has to be given an answer right now. And then as a result, the mind gets restless. Chapala. Chapala chitta, there is a word. There is a phrase. So chapala means chanchala. So there's no tranquility. And for every hour spent with a person, 1 hour you should have to yourself. Really. Then you start thinking, okay, I can't afford to spend time with so many people. For every hour you've spent with people, 1 hour you need to have by yourself. Downtime, really. You know how in kindergarten, the children, even if they say, I'm not sleepy, they're asked to put their head down on the desk and lie down for 10 minutes. No, you cannot get up, lie down. This is what the mind wants. And if you don't give it that, don't think it will just, it will take it. It will take it in ways that are not pretty. By having a tantrum when you don't want to have a tantrum. By melting down when you don't want to melt down. The mind will not cooperate. If you want the mind to cooperate, you have to give it a lot of downtime. This is for people, especially important for people who say, I don't have a meditative practice. I do not know. I cannot meditate. I don't know how to practice meditation. Doesn't matter. Sit with yourself. Stop doing things. Stop being around people. Stare at the ceiling. Or at the most, put some bhajans on or something. Something light. This is not the time to watch a horror movie. Okay? Something light. Something easy. For every hour spent with people, 1 hour you need by yourself. And if you don't have it, the mind will take it, and it will be an encumbrance on you. The way the mind takes it, it will be an encumbrance on you, and it will be very difficult for your relationships also and friendships, etc. Mardhavam Shrihi Achapalam Tejaha. There's not much to say about that. Brilliance. Tejaha. Tejaha, brilliance. Kshama. Kshama means accommodation. I know you have wronged me, but I allow it. Why? Because you didn't know what you were doing. Or maybe you knew what you were doing. It's okay. Let me be the bigger person and let me let this go right here. Kshama, accommodation. You are big enough to accommodate the faults of the others. Doesn't mean you have to put up with the faults of others, but you accommodate them. That's a different thing. You say, yes, there is room. There is room for your weirdness in my life. There is room for your quirks in my life. It's okay. And you are trying to change. I can see that. And yes, it is not fast enough for me, but still it is okay. It's still okay. I do that. So that is the Kshama. Dhritihi. Often translated as fortitude. But Adi Shankara gives a very good example. He says the fortitude means the ability to be cheerful in the face of difficulties. Life is not a bed of roses. We all know that. So there is two choices. One is no need to ask a person how you are. And in fact, such people will never get asked how you are because they are wearing it on their face. Long, sad face. And then the face is sadder still. Why you didn't ask me how I am? One more sadness had attached to these things. Killjoy. One becomes a killjoy, a buzzkill, killjoy. Killjoy means what? Wherever you go and people are laughing, they suddenly become serious as soon as you enter. Like a wet rag. Because the doldrums, misery loves company. So the doldrums, when one is in the doldrums, the other doldrums also come out to play. And then what? Let's have a support group. Because I will sit and cry. What are you supporting? The sorrow? It will get stronger. The strife, the grudges, that's what you're supporting. It will just get stronger. And therefore, this kshama and dhriti, they go together. This accommodation. And when I grow into an accommodative person, and you know what happens? I have the ability to let go of difficulties. Even in the face of difficulties, I learn to be cheerful. Doctors nowadays have started to prescribe the patients with gratitude journals. Meaning, don't bring your complaints to me. Write in your journal. Yeah. Write in your journal, don't bring it to me. But there is something to it, this gratitude journal. Meaning that there are many things that are already going right, which I don't see. Because sorrow has a way of taking over. Things that are wrong have a way of taking over. And I don't see what is right in front of me, which is going very well. At least I have the ability to complain. This is great. Chaucham, cleanliness. Outer cleanliness, I hope I don't have to talk about. Because otherwise we won't be able to sit together in such close proximity. Inner Shaucham. For outer cleanliness, we have, we have parents, we have the society that has taught us, take a shower every day and do this, do that, clean your clothes. It is a form of social service because you are making it a pleasant experience for others to be with you. So it's a form of social service. When you brush your teeth, when you take a shower, you're doing Samaj Seva. Really. That you don't have to be taught. But inner cleanliness is not fully understood. We have soap for the body. And then what is the soap for the mind? There's no soap for the mind because every day the impressions gather, grudges gather, fears gather, tears gather, anger gathers, resentment builds up, jealousy gathers, envy gathers. Have to be letting go of all that. That is Nama Japa. Whether you chant or whether you write. Sometimes people who are not good at meditating, they can write the japa. Sit and write. That is as good as chanting. Very good it is. It's as effective. Write the japa. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Keep writing. It's called Likhita Japa. It's very, very nice. If you have many, like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 of them, if you have japa, and if you're building a house, you can put that Likhita Japa in the foundation, northeast corner. It's very, very good. If you already have a house, also you can put it under the puja altar. You can put it. It's amazing. It's really wonderful way. So Shaucham is very important. And this downtime of letting the mind, I've already talked a lot about this, letting the mind free itself from the everyday impressions, turning it towards Bhagavan, by allowing it to let go. Shaucha, Harinama, Shaucha. Adroha. Adroha means the ability to not, it's the same as Ahimsa, but here it's mentioned separately. Adroha means the ability to not pick up a quarrel all the time. Some people are scratching. Who can I fight with? Who can I fight with now? If you are not available, let's see who to fight. Adroha is just dropping the agenda of trying to engage in conflict. Living peacefully with everybody. Not creating a splash by saying, I want to fight with somebody. That's how the dog thinks. You really want to bite. Who shall I bite? That's not how a human being thinks, naturally. Unless one has prakrita buddhi, means the leftover buddhi of the dog. Dog buddhi, how did I get? From the previous life. Either that or I'm getting ready to be a dog in the next life. Only two possible. How the dog buddhi came. Na atimanita, na atimanita. Atimanita means demand for people to respect me because of my status. I've achieved something. Here is my award. I am the CEO of so-and-so company. And I keep really good company with all the other CEOs. I have so many degrees. I'm so much educated. I know Sanskritam. I'm a Pandit. I'm a Pandita. And then what else can you? There's so many degrees. If not degrees, my pedigree is very good. Something or the other here. I am great. Well, that's great. Enjoy it. No, I want you to tell me how great I am. If you already know you are great, why should I tell you that you're great? No. Demand respect. Then the then the person becomes the kind of person who will complain in the flight. I was not given what they were all given. The flight attendant, I saw this once. Flight attendant missed the person, something. What do they give? Pretzels. It's not that they're giving a packet of gold coins. Stupid pretzels. And this fellow made himself into a pretzel over the missing pretzels. This was not given, that was given. How do you missed me? And the lady is ready to give him 4 packets. So he took the packets, he's still going on and on about. Did he want pretzels? No. He wanted some acknowledgement, issue, authority issue, fear, some feeling of neglect from the past. That's why one keeps demanding respect for one's position, for one's achievements, for one's accomplishments. God knows what else. Natimanita. Is that it? Natimanita. Yes. Success. Wow. This is the fastest I have taught 3 verses. So this is the Bhavanti Daivi Sampatti. So the idea of these Daivi Sampatti, first of all, Daivi and Asuri Sampatti, and you will see as the text progresses, the Asuri Sampatti is given a lot more airtime. Why? Because that's what we are most familiar with. And that's what we have to overcome. And that's what is explained in great detail. Daivi Sampatti is, we begin with Daivi Sampatti. Why? Because we don't want to begin with on a inauspicious note. We want to begin in an auspicious note. So begin with Daivi Sampatti. Then we see what are the standards now we hold the others, so that now we know what are the ideal values that we should cultivate. Then the other things which are not ideal are going to slowly come out of the woodwork and entertain us for the next 2 days. Om Idam Purna Purnam Dachyate Purnasya Purnamidam Nivavashishyate Shanti 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 Harihi Om Harihi Om. Thank you for coming.
Namaste, Sadhviji.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Very nice to see you.
Yes, बहुत, thank you for your blessings. I am honored. This is Minu Gopal from Winchester. Namaste.
Very, very nice. All 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Eastern time, whatever time, wherever you are. 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we have another class. I don't know what it's going to be about. We'll find out. You
Of
can
course.
join.
Yes, thank you. Namaste.